Hello folks, and welcome back to Mod of the Month, where we showcase some of the best builds completed over the last month over in the BitTech forums. Corsair has upped the ante and are providing a host of Hydro X themed goodies, with first place netting a choice of an XC9 or XC7 RGB CPU block, a choice of GPU block from their range, an XD5 RGB pump reservoir combo, and a Commander Pro. Second place gets a choice of CPU block and GPU block, and third gets a choice of CPU block. As ever, if you want to be in with a chance of taking part and netting some pretty awesome Corsair goodies, all you need to do is have a completed project log hosted over on the BitTech forums. Enjoy the builds.
Now first up, let's just give a huge hand to last month's winner, WOPR by Random Designs. Stefan's Wargames inspired mod was an absolute hit on the forums, and I think it's pretty plain to see why. As for this month, you'll notice that it's a total Cooler Master eclipse thanks to the Cooler Master World Series having just finished. Now we're going to be doing a video on that soon where the winners are announced, plus a little something to go along with it. For now though, let's have a look at which mods are in store for this month. Not content with finishing only WOPR, Stefan managed to sum up the courage to complete this truly epic project that's been on and off on the forums for the last year and a half. 3D printing presents some incredible opportunities, and Stefan has used it to craft what can easily be classed as one of the most impressive Star Wars mods to be found anywhere. The XWing itself is over 6 feet long and features a full rig with water cooling system, working lights and cockpit switches, a temperature gauge, and an insane level of detail all around. Heck, even the rear thrusters contain tiny little fans that not only exhaust air, but provide that feeling of thrust and sound should you walk behind them. The husband and wife dream team spared no effort sanding and painting the whole model so as to leave it seamless and in keeping with the real deal. And did I mention it even has a moving BB-8? It's safe to say that it's much more impressive, I think, than the recent films. Well done. Now, AK Mod is another regular in the Mod of the Month proceedings, and there's a solid reason why. Minimalistic is a gloriously technical mod full to the brim with tiny details, many of which are easy to miss just because of how well they all slot together. After gutting the C700M's interior, he got to work replacing it with a CNC cut aluminium framework. Rather than using panels though, AK connected all the mounting points with thin lines instead, giving the whole rig a very open look. The frame was then nickel plated and finished with matching wood cable combs and covers. The wooden reservoirs are in fact solid wood. He machined the cavities, filled with epoxy, and then remachined them so that the wood never comes into contact with the actual liquid in the system. This fits perfectly with the EK lignum blocks and fittings, along with the elegant cable work. Lastly, the handles were then carefully coated in hand-stitched leather that wraps around the tricky curves. Car-themed mods have always been popular, and each time it's a treat to see how the modder interprets their chosen look. Stefano decided that for his Ferrari mod, he too would work extensively with leather, harking back to the luxurious Italian leather interiors sported by many of the cars. Now when I say extensive, I really do mean it, because in this case, the whole exterior has been seen to, with the leather having been carefully wrapped and hand-stitched to follow the contours of the C700P chassis. Inside, you'll find an elegant loop, finished off with red lighting and subtle hints of green, white and red. The iconic prancing horse can be found on the rear panel and placed strategically throughout the interior, along with a laser-etched portrait of Enzo Ferrari. Now tribute builds are always tricky, but Douglas has very much given this one his all. Alton Center will forever be an iconic figure for many. As such, Douglas opted to theme the build around his racing colours and sponsors from his heyday. Now Douglas takes great pride in doing his mods by hand, even choosing to tackle complicated jobs such as distro plates and panel reservoirs. The rear reservoir was entirely crafted by hand, a feat given the small lettering, tricky shapes, and naturally the need for it to hold water. Small details were placed all around, such as the checkered flag, team colour stripes and interior panel work. On the outside, he themed the top I/O panel around that of a Formula 1 car ignition system, and the components themselves are cooled by a hefty CPU and GPU custom loop from EK. There's something mildly satanic in the air with Evil Master. Robert embarked on the arduous task of cladding the whole case in a matrix of hand-cut acrylic pieces. Not only were each of these parts cut to size, but they were also stenciled over, painted and then fitted with internal LEDs so that they all glow independently. By layering frosted and black parts together, Robert ensured that the lights diffuse all around, giving the whole chassis an impressive glow. But not content with sticking just to the outside, however, he also turns his attention to the interior, using the same technique to redo the chassis to fit the theme. Now, if you just stop to consider how many panels there are visible, you realise quickly just how much work was involved in this mod. Well folks, I hope that you've enjoyed all the mods shown off today. Remember that if you'd like to have a chance of being involved in a future mod of the month, then all you need to do is have a finished project log thread over on the BitTech forums. Now, of course, if this is your first time here as well, be sure to subscribe to the channel, as modding is very much our lifeblood here, and we have some fantastic projects on the way that you definitely don't want to miss. As ever, you can also find us over on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and builds.gg. Also, don't forget, we also have our own Discord server, which you can find linked below, so be sure to pop in and say hello. That's all for this month, folks. I'll catch you next time.